Paranormal Punches is part of the Podbelly Network. Go to podbelly.com for more great podcasts.
Hey, y'all. This is Frank the Bigfoot, and you're listening to the Paranormal Punchers.
Hey, friends. Welcome to Paranormal Punchers. I'm Mark.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nash.
No Dave. That's okay. He's on vacation somewhere. So, we just wanted to set up and introduce this special episode of Ghosts and Gastropubs. Now, this is a show trademarked.
We trademarked that?
I trademarked it.
Oh, okay.
Where, think of it as like your spooky travel guide.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a little trip somewhere, we'll tell you about a haunted location and then a restaurant, brewery, whatever nearby. That way you can plan an excellent trip where you get some spooky stuff and then you go get some delicious stuff.
Right.
So sit back, crack open a beer, and we hope you enjoy it. Patreon. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome
I don't know.
to a special Patreon episode, Ghosts and Gastropubs.
Okay.
And we just learned that Dave knows no workout,
He knows nothing.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
but he knows gastropubs.
He knows gastropubs, definitely.
So this is, we're going to do a virtual tour
Yes.
of the great country of America. Talk about haunted location, and then when you're done with that spot, where to go get some good food. Beers. So some places we've been, some places we haven't
Right.
Yet.
but we hope to be there. So we're going to
Yes.
start with a place we definitely, hey, what's up? Oh, my dog's barking.
Yeah. I think
Wow.
your son's home.
Way to mess up the show yet again.
I know.
We love that dog. She's the inspiration for Paranormal Puppers. Not really. That would be a listener. That's a great idea. All right, let's see. I'm not going to edit anything out.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it going.
Yep.
So, dog's still going
She's
nuts.
still going. Yeah.
Well, for the inaugural episode, we're going to start with Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Good
Which
choice.
is what? Like, it's an hour and 15 minutes. It is a place near and dear to our hearts because we
Yes.
got married there.
Yes.
We've also been down there just to hang out, relax.
Yep.
It's a great little
yeah.
town, lots of history, but also there's the paranormal side. We always end up meeting really fun, interesting people.
Yep.
So we'd like to go there. Sometimes we'll just go for an overnight.
Okay.
Just so we can hit up a couple of the pubs, meet some people. Yeah, it's a cool little town.
Yep.
Now, on one of the regular episodes of Paranormal Punchers, we went to the Jenny Wade house.
Jenny Wade House, right.
Yep.
With Sean from Moses Family Jerky. He got us a private tour. We're supposed to get a private tour of the Orphanage, which was right up the street from the Jenny Wade. We have yet to schedule that. It's still in the works. Oh, it's also the first paranormal investigation we did with Nash.
Yes.
That's
So
right.
Gettysburg, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff
Yeah.
you can do down there. But we're going to focus in on the Orphanage in Gettysburg.
Yes.
And then, so that way, if you get a chance to go there and you go investigate that, then we're going to tell you where to go get some grub. Because one of the most important things about a paranormal investigation is to go get a beer and talk about
Right.
everything
Sure.
after the fact.
Yep.
Right.
If not before.
Right.
Well,
Or before or
bookends.
after.
Bookends.
Yeah.
Bookends. Both sides of it. Yeah, before and after.
Yeah.
Lish, take us
Sure.
to Gettysburg.
So the orphanage is actually called the National Homestead at Gettysburg. It's located at 777 Baltimore Street.
Chicken dinner. Winter chicken dinner.
So the orphanage was originally opened in 1866 by Felinda Humiston. Her husband had actually, he was in one of the battles and he passed away. So rather than give up her children, she decided to open up an orphanage where she cared for them, but also other parentless kids. She helped to raise over 60 children from 11 different states.
Wow.
And she cared very deeply for all these children. Eventually, she did remarry, and her children, they moved to a new home out of the orphanage. Now, the new den mother, the new orphanage den mother, whatever, the mother of the house, Rosa Carmichael, she did not share the same love for children. Rosa would apparently inflict cruel and unusual punishment on these children, even killing some of them.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. She shackled Minnie into the basement. She locked some in the outhouse in the middle of the winter. And there was like a pit, like a deep alcove in the cellar that they called the pit. And she would put people in there or put kids in there. Word spread after there was like a runaway that left the orphanage, told everybody what was happening there. So eventually she was caught, and she had to, let's see here.
Like brought to justice kind of a thing? Or?
Yeah. So I guess some of the other things that happened, some of the boys, I guess, were given sticks, so they would beat some of the other people with the sticks. There were some that were tied to a fence in the middle of summer, so they would get like super burned. I guess apparently they also found torture devices in the house. But so there were also missing orphans that were never found. So they're thinking that she killed them and probably buried them or whatever. But she was put on trial. She was found guilty of cruelty to children, and she was fined $20 and forced out of town.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's
Bad
terrible.
person.
I
Go
know.
away.
Go away. Give me your
$20.
I need some I need some
$20.
gas money. Go
Yeah.
away.
But in 1860-some, what would that be? It doesn't really matter.
It
I mean, it
doesn't
could have
matter.
been a couple
Yeah.
hundo.
Right.
But it's still, the punishment, it seems so lenient.
Well, I don't think they could prove
They
that
had no
she
proof.
killed anybody. It was just the cruelty part of it. So she was fine for that. The orphanage did close, and the building was left vacant until 1950 when it became a Civil War museum. So some of the experiences that you will have there, in the cellar, you'll find a few toys that are scattered throughout the down there. It was put there by the current owners. It's not like leftover toys from years past, but some have felt a presence when playing with the toys, as if someone is trying to play with them. A few have even mentioned feeling a hand touch them. Oftentimes, the toys will be rearranged or found in places that they were not last at. People will find cold spots in the basement. There's like feelings of unease in the basement. Voices have been heard and recorded of children playing. And photos have been captured showing faces of a mean woman and faces of the children. Many have been like physically touched. So there's a lot of things that happened in there, because I think there was a lot of heartbreak and awful things that happened in this building. But
real quick, just as an
Sure.
aside, $20 in 1860. That was the amount, right?
Yes.
Yep, in the right year. Is $619.21 in 2020.
That's
Which is-
nothing.
well, for somebody who doesn't have $600, yeah, I would say that's
Still,
a lot.
I mean, for just being as cruel
Yeah, that's
as
what I'm
she
saying.
was, it just seems like, I guess they just wanted to like get her out of town.
Yeah. They wanted her to leave, and she did. But they never found any of the missing orphans, and who knows what else she did there.
Yeah.
But
Now,
She never found their bodies or anything?
nope.
Now, this place is right across from where we like to stay, where we also stayed for
Yeah.
our honeymoon, the Travel Lodge. Now it's called the Inn on Cemetery Ridge.
Yes.
But it was the Travel Lodge. And the reports, rumors, whatever you want to say, that sometimes people that have stayed there, they hear like kids
Right.
Laughing or talking.
Like playing.
Yeah, so because there's been reports of people probably like us having some drinks out in the little balcony, having a good time. They're like, wait, what? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? The kids laughing? And there's nothing.
But why would the kids be laughing?
Well,
maybe just recalling
recalling
what do you call that?
Time.
Yeah. What is that spirit when or haunting? Residual.
Yeah, residual.
So it's just there's just that moment in time. Maybe they were having a good time. Not everybody. Not all the orphans were murdered.
Yeah.
Or, I mean,
maybe they're just
in the darkest sense, maybe they're happier now. Like they're free, but they're not free.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
okay.
Now there's also when you go into the basement here in the orphanage, there's I don't even know what you call it, but there's a hole in the wall that climbs back into a deeper section of the basement.
That's
probably where wiring's been ran, things like that. Now, in Ghost Adventures, Zach went back in there and was puffing his chest and instigating, antagonizing. But I feel like he had caught some stuff on the EVP. But it was funny because Sean said when he takes us to the orphanage, he's like, Mark, we're going to put you back in the hole. I'm like, no, I don't want to go back there.
You're the only one that can do it, my friend.
Yeah.
I'll Winnie the Pooh the whole thing, and you'll just see my legs sticking out the one side.
The hole's not that small. And I'm not that. I deadlifted 300 the other week.
It doesn't mean they're not teeny tiny. You don't want to be.
Well, this show's over.
Yeah.
If it's not weird,
Nash is out of
teeny
here.
tiny. Get out of here.
Now, when you go,
I could fit in the hole. I've seen the spot. I could jump up in there.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
when you go to Gettysburg, you actually can do tours of the orphanage. Yep. Ghostly Images of Gettysburg, they are actually housed, like based right there. They're based in the building. But you can do a Jenny Wade / Haunted Orphanage tour. It's a 90-minute tour of both. It's $15, free if you're under age of 7.
Who would bring their kid to that?
For the whole family.
Well, I think it actually is kind of like a friendly...
Kids under 7 get a free EMF detector.
Right.
That's right.
Now, there's nightly walking tours, which they have all over Gettysburg. You can find...
Right.
You can literally
yeah.
trip and fall into a tour, and they'll just carry you along.
Yeah. So the Ghostly Images, they do a $10 tour. You can also do a private investigation, which is like 2 hours. They give you equipment. You can also pay to do a 4-hour one as well. And I don't have the price for that because I could not find it.
It's okay. It's always changing.
Yeah,
Go
it is.
online, you can find that.
Another one that we've actually done is the Gettysburg Paranormal Association. They do a family-friendly ghost hunt as well, but they also do the 2-hour hunts in like one location. We did the Reynolds Death House.
The Reynolds Death House, yeah.
But those start at like $40, and if you want to be there longer, obviously you can pay more. But they give you equipment, and it's very fun.
Now we did that, I think, in March.
Yeah.
So just a tip, pro guide tip, because it's an off season. Lish and I got the whole place to ourselves.
Oh yeah, it was
really?
great.
So usually would be with a group. So if a whole bunch of people signed up to go at 9:00, well, you'd have to share the space.
Yeah,
with a whole bunch of people. Again, not a big deal, but it was way better to have the entire location to ourselves.
Oh,
Right.
And then the guide from the business, which made for a way better experience.
Oh, for sure. And obviously, like the walking tours during the winter months, they're not going to do it. But once it becomes like spring or fall, it depends on the weather as well, whether they're going to do it or not. So you can't, like when you go visit them, like in the off season, you can't depend on a walking tour or any of these other tours. It all depends on the weather. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
That was it. That was it.
This is
Yep.
making sure.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. So We've learned that the Orphanage has a lot of paranormal interest, a lot of historical interest, as does all of Gettysburg. But now, when you're there, like for us, we've done this, like, Dave, since we've been hanging out, even with Nash, like, even if we go watch a movie, we want to go get a beer afterwards and discuss it.
Yeah. Right.
Same thing when you do with the paranormal investigation. You want to go get a beer and discuss. Like, I'm not going to sit around and scrub through 4 hours of audio to see if I caught anything. Not at first. I would just go get that beer, relax, talk about dudes. So here...
And have a safe zone.
Right.
Do not follow me to the bar.
Yeah.
So one of the best places in Gettysburg to stop and get a beverage and a food is the Garryowen Irish Pub.
Definitely.
They have some of the best food. Number one, it's nothing like going into a place. It's kind of like what do you call it? I don't want to say dank decor. It's like this older brick style. It's a little darker, a little dimly lit, but it really sets like a. It really feels like you're in a pub in Ireland.
Oh, for sure.
And of course, they got the staples. You got your Guinness. You got your Hart. Smithwick's.
Smithwick's.
Smithwick's. What is Smithwick's? Where did I get that?
Well, that's how it's spelled, but it's Smithwick's.
Smithwick's.
That's typical. I'll pronounce it like it's spelled.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we had the whole Busco situation. But let me tell you about the food. Now, one of Alicia's favorites is the fish and chips.
Fish and chips, yeah.
And to this day, when she has fish and chips anywhere else, she always craps on every other restaurant.
I know.
Yeah.
I compare
That's how
them
good.
That's your basis.
to the Garryowen. Yeah,
Really?
and nobody has been able to touch it. Not even close.
And I will completely back that up.
Okay.
Really?
It is so
You've had
good.
the fish and chips
Yes.
there, too?
Oh, my
Yep.
God. It's so good.
They have a sandwich I'm very fond of, the Irish BLT.
Oh, that one's good, too. Yeah.
I don't know what Irish bacon is or what cut it is.
Right.
That is if you're into meat.
If it's a different cut or not.
But it is so delicious.
Yeah. Wow.
And with C, I had this burger. I forget the name. I'll look it up while we're talking.
Yeah.
It's a mix of lamb and beef, and this thing blew my mind.
Yeah.
It tasted like a shepherd's pie in a hamburger bun.
Yep.
And it was filling. Let me tell you, it took me out of the evening a little bit. While my body processed
Gave
it.
you all the meat sweats?
Yeah, I mean, it was a filling meal because it came with the French fries. But I think I must have talked about it for 2 hours to 3 hours afterwards, trying to think about what was in it. I know there was these kind of seasonings. It tasted like a shepherd's pie, and I couldn't stop talking about it, but I also couldn't do much but sit.
Right.
Yeah, because it was definitely filling.
For sure.
The Garryowen is the bump. We also did a whiskey flight one time I was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have your beers, they have scotch, they have whiskey, and they're always super, super awesome. They really make you feel like they give a crap you're there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Dave, how about your experience there?
On the spot.
Yeah. Every time I've been there, the food has been amazing. They have an awesome beer selection. The whiskey selection is great. I mean, that's my guilty pleasure. Like, typically I get a beer wherever I go, but when I have a chance to sit down and relax and know I'm not going anywhere, enjoy a whiskey. And they have an excellent selection. And while I'm drinking that whiskey, their food, it doesn't matter what I order. And honestly, I've been there enough times that I don't remember any specific, time that I've been there, but every single thing I've ordered has always been good.
Nice.
The fish and chips is great. So.
Right on.
It's okay. I looked up the burger while Dave was talking. That's why I had Dave talk. It was called the Ben Burb. Ground lamb seasoned with fresh herbs, Dubliner cheese, sun-dried tomato tapenade, and lettuce, served on a cornmeal dusted Kaiser roll. Now, obviously, I ditched the cheese since I don't do dairy,
Right.
but it was phenomenal. Like, sometimes you go to get a meal, and you're like, it was fine. Sometimes you go get a meal, and you're like,
wow.
That's the best thing I've
that
ever
was
had.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It was worth every penny.
Right.
Right.
So when you're in Gettysburg checking out the Orphanage, or even Jenny Wade, or just just the town itself, people are nice. It's a great place to hang out. This here is a must. Even if you're just going to stop in for a, say, a beer or an iced tea, whatever you're into, this place is great. Now, Dave, have you ever been up to, like, if you want to keep moving through the town, ABC, Appalachian Brewing Company,
Yes.
has a really nice location there with a lot of great food. Not as interesting or as unique as the Garryowen.
No, I mean,
but it's still good.
It's a
But
craft
it's still
brewery.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, going back to the Garryowen, it's the nice thing about that is it's slightly off the main square in such a location that you can still enjoy absolutely everything else of Gettysburg at the same time. So it's definitely a worthwhile place to visit. And then Gettysburg has a huge craft brew scene just starting.
Right.
So they've always had their wineries, the Adams County wineries, but the craft brew is really taking off. So between Appalachian Brewing Company, which is not far away from Garryowen's, you can walk to that, and then the other breweries. It's like you can make a brewery
Battlefield
tour.
Brew Works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tatterflag from Middletown, PA,
it's there.
has a tap room there now.
Yes. So it's definitely a worthwhile endeavor to go there. And
Yeah, whether you're into history or the paranormal
Oh, yeah.
or just small town living, I feel like Gettysburg has always been good to us. Like, it's good people, and there's things to do.
Well, I know that time I met you guys up there when we did the Jenny Wade house. Excuse me. I don't remember. Was that the Garryowen I met you at?
No, that was a Farnsworth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is also another great place.
I was going to say to back you about the people in a small town. I mean, the people that were there, they were fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there weren't a whole lot of people in there because we got there kind of late, but super nice,
Yeah.
very relaxed to talk to. They were very happy to see us there, very attentive.
Yeah, the Farnsworth is kind of cool.
Yeah.
They always play the movie Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, yeah.
Always. And when you go in there and it's not playing, you're like,
I
what's
feel
wrong?
I feel like I've been gypped or the world is out of skew because
Well,
I'm like, why isn't the movie
I
on?
feel like you asked the bartender one time,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh crap!" Almost like they just when they
Right.
were prepping and setting it, they just forgot to fire it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always playing that movie. Now I like to go in there later if we're down there for the weekend, a little later, get a scotch, and just start as people started coming in for the evening. For like after dinner drinks or stuff, because we've met some really interesting people. We've met some real buttheads too.
Oh, yes.
Because the world's
Yeah. The
Phil
world
Meek
has
and
them as
different-
well. Yeah.
We met a couple of ladies from New Jersey that were there to hunt ghosts, and they listed off all the equipment they brought. I'm like, my God, you guys brought like $1,000 worth of ghost hunting equipment. They were staying there because the Farnsworth always apparently is haunted and has rooms you can rent because it's a hotel too. I was trying to get to the word hotel. I don't know why I was struggling, but apparently some of these rooms have had high levels of paranormal activity. So they were staying in one of the rooms, and they were going to. They were going to have a couple drinks and then go back to their room and investigate.
Well,
they were super interested.
The Farnsworth also, they do their own ghost tours like in the building. There's actually cannibals that are still like
Lodged.
they're lodged into the side of the building.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the
history
brickwork
and-
has well over 100 bullet holes.
Oh yeah,
It's riddled with them.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not for me. The food is, in my opinion, mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I would go there for, I'd eat it somewhere else and then go there for a
For a
drink,
beer and
drink,
hang out.
yeah.
to people watch or to meet some people.
Yeah.
The food,
Yeah. Didn't float your boat.
not at all.
Not when they have the Garryowen
the food,
right
the
down
food
street.
is good. It's just
Yeah.
like we can kind of get that pretty much anywhere else. So it's kind of like if you want something unique or different or really good, go to the Garryowen.
Yep.
But
Or go to ABC.
or ABC is really good too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when it comes to any of the ghost tours in town, I found that they have a knowledge of what they're talking about, and if you want to be a skeptic, they'll work with you. If you want to be, if you're a skeptic and you want to be pleasantly surprised or artificially scared, they'll make it happen. If
Right.
you're truly into this, you'll get to experience the real deal. Like, they work with you at whatever level you want to be.
That you want.
Yes. So, if you want the real thing, they'll let you do your own thing and experience it at the raw. But if you're a skeptic and don't want to, believe, well, they'll make you scared too, like just artificially, but they'll make it happen for you to enjoy the whole evening. So, yeah.
One thing about the Farnsworth, they have an outside seating area.
Oh, I love it.
And one year we were there overnight. We sat out there, drank a few beers, and watched the Halloween parade stroll by. So, the town has a lot of cool things to do.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, whether you're into the paranormal or the history or just small town.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
So that was... Ghost?
What?
Yes.
Ghosts and Gastropubs? I don't know why that happened in my voice.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. Ghosts.
Yes.
That's how we say it in L.A. I don't know what happened there. Ghosts and Gastropubs.
Okay.
Judging by how this went down, this was the only episode you're going to get.
One of a kind.
One of a kind. All right.
Collector's edition.
Right.
It's not yummy?
Now we're checking out.
I just threw that one at
I know.
you. I had no idea.
I was like, wait, what do I do?
We're going to end it just like that.
Yeah.
Goodbye. All right. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Ghosts and Gastropubs. I know we have fun doing that, and we plan on really doing more and maybe, possibly, bringing you along for the journey through the power of video. Nash, I know you were digging those beers.
Oh yeah, all the time. And quite honestly, it's great to talk about the ghosts that were there, but of course, my focus, I don't know if anybody even knows this, but my focus is always on the beer and the food. I'm just saying. It is the experience. The beer and the food is what works for me. And
If somebody listened to just only one episode of Paranormal Punchers, they'll know.
They would know that.
They would know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So that's why I like Ghosts and Gastropubs so much. Is you can do something that's interesting to your mind, and then you go back, and the rest of it is interesting to the body.
Well, all right. And there you go. Ghosts and Gastropubs, everybody. Thank you so much. And remember, if it's not weird,
It's not worth checking out.